get into the sustainability, right? So very broad question, because I like to think this conversation is about sustainability as a birthright, innovation as a birthright. So even when you hear that juicy title, right? Do you consider sustainability a birthright? What is your relationship?
Absolutely.
What is our relationship to sustainability?
Absolutely. Blackness is synonymous with sustainability. So all of the things that you were talking about with regards to the cultural relics of how we grew up, virtually all of that is sustainability. From hair care, skin care, reusing, upcycling, hand-me-downing, joy, all of double dutching. All of these are formed, saving plastic bags in the junk drawer under the sink.
To this day.
To this day.
I don't use my trash can today
Using
because
it
the trash
to-
goes in the bag.
Correct.
And it's on
Absolutely.
the doorknob.
Correct.
Absolutely. All of these.
You bring out the trash
on
can
the
when you have
doorknob.
company.
Just the other
I want them
day,
to think you-
I took the plastic bag because I didn't have a head cap.
Yeah.
So the plastic bag was for my conditioner to condition the scalp follicles. You feel me? And so all of these experiences from the past to present are sustainability, and it is absolutely our birthright that we must reclaim. And that, I feel like, is one of the most important conversations. We need to reclaim the trauma aspects of our cultural experience as well as the joyous aspects, and all of that is this beautiful lasagna of sustainability. And I think if we start to almost reprogram our thinking that, liberation and justice and, social economic infrastructure, like all of that we are fighting for organically and also intentionally, that is synonymous with sustainable justice, sustainability, and it is absolutely our birthright.
Dominique, I'm curious. Kind of talk us through conceptually, because when you talk about sustainability, what keeps coming to the back of my mind is scarcity. It's almost like they two sides of a coin, right? Some would say, well, folks was doing that because it was never enough. And you was always scared that you would run out of something, so you would need some backup. Almost like the people who hunker down because they think it's about to be the end of the world. Not that extreme. But I'm curious, is there a relationship between sustainability and scarcity, or is it just a mindset thing of how you think about it?
100%. Scarcity is a huge pillar of sustainability. And it goes back to what I was talking about regarding being resourceful, right? So if we're conserving water because it'll save money on a bill, it's also going to help conserve water, which is a scarce resource, right?
Yep.
So a lot of times it's all about how we frame it and how we contextualize it and how we give texture to the word or the ideology.
So in some respects, scarcity is not, sometimes scarcity is a reality, because I think we currently live in a moment where anytime you see a scarcity mindset, it's a negative thing. We live in abundance, right? And so what I'm hearing you saying, and get me right if not, that in some instances, scarcity is a reality.
Absolutely. I would say in a lot of incidents, scarcity is a reality.
And if I could add to that, it also sounds like the way we've messed with these words is that for a lot of, in a capitalist society, abundance also means consumption. And that's where the friction is, right? That part of the reason why, especially with the movement that you lead with Sustainability Brooklyn, where we talk about fast fashion, or we're talking about the toxic dyes, or we're talking about the sweatshops. All of this is to continue creating what people, quote unquote, want, which is abundance.
Yeah.
And abundance we've equated with consumption.
Right.
The flip side is we technically should have a society where there's enough water and enough food for everyone. But these things that...
Enough and quality.
Enough and quality,
Yes.
and then and access.
Yes.
We technically should have those things,
Yes.
i.e. equity, but there is a friction between our desire to be to live, and we were talking about IG earlier, to live and in some ways to show like we live in an abundance versus really like respecting our resources as abundant for all but also scarce.
Yes.
Right? Like
Yes.
to be protected, not scarce as in we should be afraid,
No.
but scarce as in what can we do to coexist with our society
Yes.
with what we have.
Yes.
And I feel like that's where the sustainability from a justice perspective versus the sustainability from this very nouveau fashion perspective. That's where I see the difference in what you all are innovating versus the industry of sustainability, which I would love for you to touch on, how sustainability increasingly becomes a niche space that we get pushed out of when you've already laid the foundation that but we created, it's synonymous with Blackness. So why are we not there? Why are we not in that space to be leading that work? Not even just at the table, but to be leading the conversation.